It's off. Spates able to keep it alive. And Mo Spates with the short jumper. He has 5 points. Marv Albert, Reggie Miller, Chris Webber, David Aldridge, and Craig Sager. Billy Donovan continues to empty his bench. The rookie Cameron Payne on the floor for the first time. That's Payne. Shot clock to 2. Foy. And an offensive foul. So the ball back to Golden State. Foy called for the push out as we take a look at the Eastern Conference final last night in Toronto. Bismack Biyombo, 26 rebounds. DeMar DeRozan, 32 points. He shot 12 for 24. And Kyle Lowry bounced back with 4 3-pointers and 20 points. What a great atmosphere in Toronto. Barbosa is able to hit. And game 4 will take place tomorrow night on ESPN. So that's now a 2-1 lead. Cantor from Foy, and he is fouled by Spates. Ennis Cantor with 2 shots. A reminder, the top 16 dunkers will battle it out for $100,000 on the Dunk King right here on TNT. That'll come up tonight right after Inside the NBA.
And Marv, to the question you asked C. Webb and I about big losses during the playoffs as a coaching staff too. Do you show, because you normally on close games you watch film and you go over certain situations. If you're Steve Kerr and his staff, I would not show this game film in its entirety. I would show 4 or 5 good clips, but I would show for the rest of it all the hustle clips by the Thunder, how they outplayed us, the 50-50 ball, the long rebounds, the toughness, just to get my team going for game 4.
And if I'm Coach Donovan in OKC, I'm going to question my team's hard and ask us, can we come in for a must-win game by the other team and have that same focus, that same attention to detail for a game knowing that we're one game up?
Well, Oklahoma City came into tonight with a sense of urgency, desperation. Not the case for Golden State, as we saw shades of lack of poise, a couple of instances. Quick shots, poor passing, all the bad things that took place in game 1 of the second half. There's Payne, and he's hit by Spates. Cameron Payne to the line, rookie out of Murray State, who had a good stretch mid-season and was in the rotation, and then was taken out during the course of the playoffs, allowing Randy Foy to get more minutes. Well, we take you inside the game, inside the studio, and of course inside the NBA coverage. And of course, only NBA on TNT can provide. Follow NBA on TNT on Instagram.
And think about what's on the line on Tuesday, C. Webb. We're talking about a team that won 73 games, best ever in the association. 2-time MVP, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, runner-up to Defensive Player of the Year. All this riding for Tuesday to try to recapture home court advantage. I mean, wow. Klay Thompson has not really had that type of game yet in the playoffs.
And we know and trust this team when their backs are against the wall. They've proven it time and time again. They can come back from a loss, or that they don't lose because they're so mentally prepared. And you know that that's going to be the battle.
And they haven't lost 2 games in a row all season long. That's another thing that's on the line here on Tuesday.
And you know, earlier in the season, when the Warriors were compiling this sensational record, there was some questions. Should they go for the record? And Steve Kerr put it in the hands of the players. Did they want to go for it? Because there is also this school of thought if you put that much energy and that much into trying to break the record of the Chicago Bulls, will it hurt you in the playoffs? And should they lose, be it the Western Conference Finals or the Finals, you know people will say that they should have rested players at the end of the season, that they should not have put the emphasis on breaking the Bulls' record of 95-96.
So you are quoting what other people are throwing out there. So.
No, I'm not, because it is a fact that Steve Kerr wanted to leave it in the hands of the players, whether they should vie for that record.
So the same people that think that,
well, possibly.
Okay,
yes.
well, the word that I use for that bad three-point foul by Draymond Green, that's idiotic, because that has nothing to do with what's going on here in the Eastern Conference Finals almost a month later. You get a chance to have history, you go for history. I applaud him for playing his guys and keeping them in rhythm. That has nothing to do with what we're seeing in Game 3 tonight, because they taxed themselves of getting 73.
I'm not saying that it has anything to do with this particular game. I'm saying, should it happen, we play it all out. Should it happen? You know there are a lot of coaches that would not, San Antonio, would not care about breaking the Bulls' record and would be playing for the playoffs, for the championship.
I agree, but Steve empowers his players, I believe. I believe by putting it in your players' hands who are committed, who are the ones that are physically going to be tired, that you trust them with it. This is why those same fans have belief that Golden State can come back and win this series, because they've been playing at a high level all year where they couldn't have let down. So I believe people are going to say that, but I'm with Reg. How can you say that now when we're here now, everyone's healthy, and it's time to roll?
Well, this is not putting blame on the players or Steve Kerr. I'm just saying that will be a point of view should that come to that kind of conclusion. Take a look at the advanced performance presented by Nissan.
Well, it has to start with Westbrook. Westbrook playing so well, 10 for 19, 30 points, his 12 assists, 2 rebounds shy of a triple-double. Head almost hitting the rim. This team took his lead, this crowd took his lead, and his energy tonight, just contagious.
For more advanced performance highlights, visit NBA.com/video. And combination of Durant and Westbrook accounting for 63 points, 33 for Durant, 10 of 15 from the field, 12 for 12 from the line, along with 8 rebounds. And Westbrook with his 30 points. 6 members of the Thunder in double figures.
And the Thunder as a team, think about this. They've won 6 of the last 8 ball games versus the Golden State Warriors and the San Antonio Spurs. The teams with the 2 best records in the association. 6 of the last 8.
2 best home records as well of the top 3, so they've had to go in some tough places when they were down and improve themselves.
Spates off the steal. Spates cannot finish. Rebounded by Sigler. Coming up on a minute remaining of the game. Oh, Cannon looking to put it down. 133 points by Oklahoma City represents the most points scored by a team in this season's playoffs. Here's Barbosa and Spates for 3. Golden State now shooting 41%. The Thunder at 52%. Coming up next, inside the NBA, presented by Kia, with Ernie Kenny, Shaq, and Charles. Barbosa hits, it will not count. Blocking foul, offensive foul, called on Spates. So the Thunder will take a 2-1 lead. Here is Morrow. Cantor unable to put it down. The Thunder with a bounce-back victory as Clark able to score. Bounce back in a huge way. They come back from their blowout loss in the Bay Area and receiving a standing ovation from this crowd in Oklahoma City beating a team that set an NBA record during the regular season in terms of road percentage. 34-7 on the road. Best road record in the history of the league. Game 4 here in Oklahoma City Tuesday night. And right here on TNT starting at 9 Eastern time. Studio show will get it going at 8 Eastern. And the 133 points also matches the Thunder's franchise record for most points in a playoff game. No question for Golden State, their worst performance of what has been an incredible season. All right, let's go to Craig Sager. Craig.
Well, Rush, you guys came out with this sense of urgency, building up a 13-point lead in the first quarter. What was the tone that you wanted to set?
Be physical, man. We got a physical team, athletic team, and we try to use the best of our ability.
You guys had 6 players in double figures. We often talk about you having trust in your teammates, but they have trust you're going to give them the ball now. How has that evolved over the past maybe 2 weeks?
It's been great, man. Our guys do a great job putting in work every day. My job as a ball handler is better get those guys shots and trust in those guys.
30 points, 12 assists, 8 rebounds, able to dominate at both ends. How can you carry that over to game 4, and how will you?
Just got to keep the same intensity, stay in attack mode, find my spots, pick my spots well, and try to stay aggressive.
You took home court advantage away from them. Do you feel you have them on the ropes right now?
I don't know, man. They're a great team. You know, they didn't have the best record in the NBA for nothing. We got to come back with the same mindset and try to take care of business.
All right, thanks a lot. Thank you, Marv.
All right, thank you, Craig. Incidentally, the Oklahoma City franchise record in postseason actually equals a record they did have 133 at Memphis in 2011, but that was 3 overtime. So Russell Westbrook with another bounce-back game. Remember game 3 against San Antonio, where Westbrook took all the blame on himself. He felt he didn't look to pass the ball as much as he should, and then turned around as that series also turned around. A convincing 133-105 win for the Thunder. They lead the Warriors 2-1 thanks to producer Scott Cockerell, director Renato Lowe, associate directors Billy Proctor and Celine Sobers, graphic coordinators Donzel Floyd, Jason Ingram, and JP Jeff Paris, our statistician Brian Taylor. Coming up next, it is Inside the NBA, presented by Kia. So for Reggie Miller, Chris Webber, Craig Sager, David Aldridge, and the rest of the crew, I'm Marv Albert saying good night from Oklahoma City. You've been watching the NBA on TNT, the exclusive home of the 2016 Western Conference Finals. After the break, we go to Ernie Johnson.